be in compliance with district and city guidelines, please wear a mask for the duration of the graduation ceremony. There are some common courtesies that will ensure all of the students, parents, and guests are able to see each graduate receive their diploma and hear their name when announced. Commencement is a formal ceremony. We expect a climate that reflects dignity and respect. It is asked that you remain quiet and respectful and use no artificial noisemakers during the graduation ceremony because each graduate's name is announced over the microphone and noise detracts from each announcement. Would you also please turn off your cell phones so they do not ring during the ceremony? Please do not crowd along the forward walkway. This blocks spectators' view. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. High School graduation ceremony for the class of 2021. I'm Mace Grotz, Assistant Principal, and I'd like to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. In a moment, we will begin the processional march. This will be an opportunity for you to take photographs from your seat as the graduates enter from the north and south of the stadium and walk towards the center with their walking partner. We welcome you to tonight's ceremony.
right there.
and the singing of the national anthem. Please be seated.
My name is Nate Thompson, Chad Williamson. I'm calling from Elwha. I'm here to acknowledge that we are on the traditional homeland of the Elwha Clan people. I give thanks to my ancestors who have lived here and have taken care of this land since time immemorial. I am here to give thanks for this ceremony of graduation. Hanisin Siam Nistraicha. Thank you, my important relatives and friends.
Senior Class President, and I would like to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. Hello everyone, it's great to see see all of you. To the graduates, I'm especially grateful to be here with all of you tonight, as I can't remember the last time we've all been together in the same area. With that, it's also the last time we will all be together, so take it all in. To the family and friends who are here with us tonight, thank you for coming and celebrating this amazing class. And to those watching at home, we can all feel the love and support. It's been a crazy ride for us, but we all made it here together. They say high school goes fast, and well, they were right. As underclassmen, it may have seemed like graduation would never come. And even as junior year crept up on us, seniority didn't seem all that different. However, here we are, and the day has finally come. Your graduation tonight means the end of an era, marked by commitment, hard work, and especially perseverance through hard times. High school is no easy feat, and the fact that we all sit here tonight shows that we can and will be able to deal with whatever life throws at us in the future. Thank yourself for pushing through it all, but also the teachers, family, friends, coaches, and mentors who have been by your side. Class of 2021, you did it. Congratulations. Thank you. And it is my pleasure to introduce the principal of Port Angeles High School, Mr. Jeff Clark.
Good evening. Once again, welcome to the graduation for the class of 2021. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome all parents, families, friends, and distinguished guests to our ceremony. This graduation could not take place without the efforts of our teachers, secretarial staff, custodians, and maintenance crew. Now I would like to introduce the very important people who have supported us throughout the year. Please hold your applause until after all have been introduced. Members of the School Board President, Ms. Sarah Metner, Board Vice President Sandy Long, Director Katie Marks, Director Cindy Kelly, Director Jacob Wright. From the Central Services Building Administration, we have Superintendent Mr. Marty Brewer and Assistant Superintendent Michelle Olson. Let's have a round of applause for our students. I would now like to introduce our first student speaker this evening, Maisie Tucker, with a June 11th resolution.
Hey again. Good evening, Rough Riders. Today is June 11th, 2021. I'm Maisie, and I'll be reading today's graduation speech. Sorry, I just had to do that. When I think about my last 4 years of high school, I can clearly recall my freshman and sophomore years. But my junior and senior years kind of blend together. I think that this is the case for a lot of us, which with March 13th being the day we'll probably talk about at our 10-year reunion. I know it's kind of a sore spot, at least for me, being that it didn't seem important when it actually happened. So we aren't going to relish in what could have been, or the hardships we have faced because of it, because I'm sure you've already done enough thinking on that. Instead, I want to focus on the significance that March 13th holds. Everyone talks about the COVID glow-ups they or their friends had, the new hobbies, friends, or traits you may have picked up along the way. Some may be good, and some may be less great. But I think it's safe to say we are not the same people we were when we left school on March 13th. There is something beautiful in that. It's not just because we grew up age-wise, even though some of us may have had 2 whole birthdays throughout this whole thing. Instead, a pandemic faced us with an opportunity for growth in larger ways. But what if March 13th, in all its glory, was held to the same standard as today, June 11th? Today is a new start, the acknowledgement that the past is behind us and a new normal must start, whether that means a new job or even university. I'm not usually one for New Year's resolutions, but I'm okay with June 11th ones. Let this day be the start of something. Let this be the day you store the knowledge you have gained and reach for more. Let this be the day you aspire to meet new people and step out of the norm. Let this be the day that high school is in the rear view and the only thing on the horizon is your hopes and dreams. I talked about how I wasn't going to go on about the bad things about this year in quarantine. That's because that stands at the root of what we must do as adults. It is important that we acknowledge our adversities, learn from them, and move on with a greater understanding of what to do in the future and hopefully more about yourself. but I hope that in some way it reminds you of how precious our time here was, but also how precious your future endeavors will be as well. I invite you to make your June 11th resolution today. The last 4 years went by fast, really fast, and that means the next 4 will too. Remember the good times, reflect on what you have learned, and move forwards to whatever is next. Congratulations, class of 2021, and thank you for being great friends, classmates, and friendly faces throughout my years in high school. It's been memorable, and I'm glad to spend it with all of you. Thank you.
Our next student speaker is Molly Schofield with Community.
Good evening to families, graduates, educators, and friends of the class of 2021. I'd like to start off by saying that I wish I had put an inspirational Megan Thee Stallion quote in this speech, but I really couldn't figure out how to do it without Mr. Clark kicking me off the stage. So you can Google it. It's kind of how we've done everything this year. So speaking of Google, I'm happy to announce that we are officially done with Google Meetings at 8 a.m. Not that any of us were going to those anyways, but none of the serious stuff. I have watched 3 older siblings sit here today, graduating from Port Angeles High School. Brendan was first, and I have no recollection of it because I was 8. Grace was after him, and I remember that she wore sparkly heels that I almost sprained my ankle in, and that's about it. And then there was Seth. He graduated in 2019, the year before the pandemic. That day was a day that I'll never forget, not only because I basically became an only child as soon as he graduated, but also because the stands of Civic Field were full and spilling out onto the sides. Thousands of people came to support his class, more than I've ever seen at Civic Field in my entire life of living here. I look back on my brother Seth's graduation fondly, because it reminds me of a time when I was questioning if I was even going to have a graduation. It stands in my memories as a reminder that nothing is promised. I sat in the stands that day as a sophomore, daydreaming about standing on this podium and speaking to thousands of people supporting the class of 2021. While there aren't thousands of people crowding the stands today, we will still get to graduate with our peers, walk this stage, and turn this page in our lives together despite everything that has pushed us from this moment. And you want to know something? We do have thousands of family and friends supporting us. We have an entire community that came together for our parade, to set class of 2021 signs out in their yards, to give us scholarships, and so much more. Our community will support us no matter what, and it's one of the best lessons I've learned this year. We all wish that things could have turned out differently. We all wanted dances, normal sports, daily school, and a full graduation. But we got a year that broke us, that forced us to learn and grow in ways that we never thought we could. We got a pandemic, and we had to adapt. I'm sure you're very tired of hearing that sentence. Well, we got exceptionally good at adapting to change this year as this year went on. I learned more about myself than I ever have this year. I learned about my breaking points, my health, and I learned more than anything about what community means to me and what it means to us. I began to hope when I saw the good that this world has to offer, and especially the good that Port Angeles has to offer. We live in a city where the UPS guy always leaves treats out for the dogs on our packages, where everyone puts stuffed bears in their windows so kids on the block can go on a bear hunt while social distancing, where baristas leave birthday messages and little hearts on coffee cups just because they remember a special day. I'm sure you can all think of an example of the city showing kindness to you in unexpected ways. Perhaps it's not even a person, but a place that has stayed consistent as this year has thrown 1,000 mix at us. So as you leave here today, wondering who you are and where you're going, I figured I would get you started on the right path. Be the neighbor that paints the sidewalk in front of their house. The neighbor who pays for the person behind them in line. The neighbor who leaves flowers on porches during May Day. The neighbor who brings over extra cookies that they've made. And especially the neighbor who makes a difference in the lives of strangers. Let the class of 2021 live a legacy of community, utilizing compassion, consideration, and creativity to make the best of our worst days. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce our Port Angeles School Board President, Ms. Sarah Mettler.
Well, look at all of you. So I just have one question. What's next? Kind of done a lot already, so what's next? I asked my kids, and I had some input actually from Principal Clark's son for some help with the speech that I wrote last night. Sometimes adults procrastinate too. Here's what they came up with. First, they said make a Mayweather hugging joke. Y'all supposed to laugh at that. They promised me you would. But here comes number 2. They'll be cringy. Like I can help that, come on. Your generation moves so much faster than those before you. You learn and you forget words before they can even make it into Urban Dictionary. By the time we come up with a new idea, us older people, you all have already contemplated it, discarded it, improved it, or implemented it. And we're all just catching up. We have no hope of keeping up with you. You continually amaze and low-key terrify us. You're thoughtful, you're resourceful. No, I'm serious, you terrify us. This guy thinks you jump, but you do. You're thoughtful, you're resourceful, and you guys give me all the hopes for the future. Please bring us along with you as we watch you take this world and fix it. Because we know you hear all about how it's all messed up, and we're counting on you. That's a lot of pressure on you all, I understand, but we are counting on you to fix it. We're proud of you, and congratulations.
Our final student speaker tonight is Abby Sanders with Resilience, Determination, and Unity.
My fellow graduates, we spent our elementary school days preparing for the inevitable dystopian future. From recesses spent fighting zombie apocalypses to Hunger Games tournaments, we've always been a class ready to take on the impossible. Which is why today is a day that's a culmination of our resilience, determination, and ability to survive our real-life apocalypse. Today's a day we've spent our entire lives working toward. A day that's been ingrained in our imagination since we first walked the halls of Port Angeles High School. A day that we'll reminisce about for years to come. Since middle school, we've been a class united, from quarterly spirit assemblies to now homecoming competitions. It's always been about celebrating as a class. Every sports championship to academic competition to drama production represents our class's totality of accomplishments. Together, our class has triumphed over obstacles no generation before has faced. And it's today, for a final solemn yet monumental time, we once again come together to celebrate our achievements as a class. Looking back to our freshman year, I remember our first homecoming competition. We played the part of dazed and confused action heroes. We stumbled from lip sync to ultimate frisbee, unsure of who we were as a class or as individuals. However, through our friendship and camaraderie, we discovered who we are. We later united for epic lip sync set in the tower in New York City to dominating championship frisbee teams.
We survived a year of constant changes and inconceivable challenges. United, we're a class that's overcome so much, yet accomplished so much. However, it's with the duality of today that we reflect on both our past and future. A past of sentimental memories and a future of exhilarating possibilities. We'll embark on our own journey, to sail on our own odyssey apart from one another. We are the next doctors, linemen, writers, engineers, programmers, and so much more. We don't have dreams, we have futures. Futures to innovate and change the world. All that we've accomplished and all that will become would not be possible without the support of so many others united behind us. As we stand at these crossroads, it's important to give thanks to those who influenced our success as both a class and individuals. Thank you to all the teachers and administrators that fostered our imagination, lifting us up to reach our true potential. Thank you to the parents who supported us from our youth sports teams to teenage outbursts. And thank you to all the community members for championing our education. Without any of these individuals, our class would not be the students we are today. Ultimately, these past 4 years have been a story of friendships and adventures. I know when I look back, I'll think about all the fond memories I have. This day, that's been ingrained in our imagination for so long, is no longer a dream, it's reality. I'm incredibly proud to call myself a member of the Port Angeles High School senior class. We are the class of 2021, the class of resilience, determination, and unity.
Members of the Board of Directors, fellow administrators, teachers, parents, families, and seniors of the class of 2021. Tonight, we gather to celebrate your commencement. This event marks one of the major milestones in your life. Today is the day you leave behind all obligations of high school. No more due dates, no more exams, well, unless you're running STAR. No more Google Meets or online attendance questions. Today, you get to walk away unfettered by those academic stressors. It's kind of like all of the last days of school when the bell rings and you leave the schoolhouse headed for summer vacation. A load is lifted off your shoulders. You're free. Now, ahead of you lies adulthood, and each of you will follow your own path forward. Those paths will lead to more schooling, or technical training, or an apprenticeship, or service in the military. Some of you will go directly into the world of work. But no matter what path you intend to follow, your education has only just begun. When I first arrived at Port Angeles High School in 2005, several things about Port Angeles struck me. The first was the small town vibe of this place. When I drove up Race Street right here past the huge edifice of the Civic Field Grandstand, I sensed civic pride and community spirit. And as I got to know folks through my job and living here, I realized that there really is community pride in Port Angeles. It's reflected in the extensive athletic programs run by volunteers throughout our community. It's seen in the collection of tradesmen that step forward to volunteer their time and effort to rebuild the Dream Playground right across the street. It's in the collective memory of all the families that have lived here since there were 4 major mills along the waterfront: Crown Zellerback, Fiberboard, Peninsula Plywood, and Rainier. Port Angeles has a long and proud history as a mill town, as a Coast Guard town, as a jumping off point for visitors to Olympic National Park, as a center for marine trades, and as the industry and commerce that drives our local economy evolves, community pride anchors work we do and the families that do that work. Now, even though graduation appropriately focuses on you, the graduating class, it's fairly common at commencement to both congratulate you on your achievements and also ask you to reflect on those who have aided and supported you on your path to adulthood. Your families, teachers, coaches, youth group leaders, neighbors, the Rough Rider community. Over the next several years, you will make new friends and visit new places, and the question will inevitably come up: where did you go to high school? I hope that when this question is asked, you will be able to answer with confidence and pride, and that you will remember that you were fortunate to grow up in a small town with a lot of community pride. To quote Megan Thee Stallion, confidence literally starts from yourself. You have to go look in the mirror at yourself. If you don't like what you see, you're going to give off that energy. This evening we're going to commemorate some students' achievements, starting with the Seal of Biliteracy. The Seal of Biliteracy. When I call your name, please stand up, remain standing until everybody is standing up. The Seal of Biliteracy is awarded to students who have studied and attained proficiency in 2 or more languages. At this time, we would like to recognize Juana Mateo, Ann Colby, Enrique Mora, and Maykyla Refiel. Will the students receiving academic honors please stand when your name is announced? Leo Alberg, Yoon Chong, Chase Cobb, Emma Olson, Sophia Orth, Abby Sanders, Molly Schofield, Henry Shaw, Maisie Tucker, and Emma Weaver. Let's give them a round. Now it is my pleasure to recognize some significant student accomplishments. First of all, there are 40 students present this evening who have taken all or part of their junior and senior year at Peninsula College. In addition to their high school diploma, they have earned their associate's degree. I would like these students to stand as I read your name. Please hold your applause until all students have been acknowledged. Logan Beebe, Associate in Arts. Sarah Brady, Associate in Arts. Kylie Brown Bondi, Associate in Arts. Brooke Cameron, Associate in Arts. Nathan Carroll, Associate in Science. Catherine Cobb, Associate in Arts. Mary Cochran, Associate in Arts. Anna Daly, Associate in Arts. Elise Dean, Associate in Arts. Colton Ellis, Associate in Arts. Kylene Ellison Gregory, Associate in Arts. Robert Forbes, Associate in Science. Elizabeth Getchell, Associate in Arts. Catherine Gatormson, Associate in Science. Sarah Hill, Associate in Arts. Anna Hull, Associate in Arts. Jake Jacobson, Associate in Arts. Brielle Keywood, Associate in Arts. Shania Kildall, Associate in Arts. Porter Lytle, Associate in Arts. Emiliano Maldonado, Associate in Arts. Taylor Martin, Associate in Science. Now I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of Port Angeles School District, Mr. Marty Brewer.
Class of 2021, congratulations. Today's your day. You did it. Give them a hand. Today, you will become part of a very exclusive group, and that group is known as Port Angeles High School alumni. Something to be very proud of, something that can never be taken away from you, and something that you will be proud of for the rest of your life. The spectators in the stands, would you please do me a favor? If you're a Port Angeles High School alumni, could you please stand? Give them a hand, please. In this group, you will find a very accomplished group. You'll find individuals that excel at a number of industries and trades in the arts, business, education, law enforcement, media, medical services, technology, professional athletes, military careers, service industry, construction trades, and much more. And that's what's in your future. I asked a few alumni to write messages to you today. I wanted today to be a memorable day for you, to know what's in your future. Ron Allen of the Jamestown Squalum Tribal Chair, CEO, writes to you today. It is a great honor to be a PAHS graduate of Port Angeles High School. I have great memories from the class of 1966, including some challenges, as I don't think I focused on my academic goals as much as the great sports programs. Regardless, for me, the lessons were the fundamentals of learning about and understanding life's challenges and finding your calling, learning to deal with the joys, the successes, and overcoming the disappointments. Never be discouraged. Tricia Parker, of the class of 2005, a real estate broker in town, writes to you today. As a graduate of Port Angeles High School, I am thankful. I'm thankful for the teachers. I'm thankful for the opportunities, both of which impacted the trajectory of my life and where I am today. My experiences at Port Angeles High School provided me with the skills and the passion to pursue successful careers in marketing, which ultimately led me back to Port Angeles. Go get them, class of 2021. And Bill Herman of Herman Brothers Logging and Construction writes to you today. To the class of 2021, myself and my two brothers all graduated from Port Angeles High School in the mid-1960s. We all went into business together that has been successful. We are still employing over 150 folks in the local area. I must say, the influence of the local education system did a lot to prepare me for the future, which is getting closer to the past than I imagined at the time. As for other classmates, I have one who was a pilot on Air Force One for Jimmy Carter. All are successful in fields that they chose. All school districts are great, but the real story is you. You make a difference for the future, and you make the changes for those choices. My definition of a plan is have something that you can change. I want you to know two very important words: respect and responsibility. Give and earn respect, and always take responsibility. My dad had a favorite saying, you have one mouth and two ears. You learn more from listening than you do from talking. Congratulations, class of 21, the future is yours. So as you can see by those in the audience today, and those three representatives of the graduates of previous years, success is what Port Angeles graduates do quite often, and that's in your future. But none of those generations have what you have today. You have excelled, and I heard the word earlier this evening, the resilience it took to get through the last 15 months and the commitment you had to show put something special in your heart for the rest of your life. You lived and are living and graduating in a true pandemic, and that takes grit. Future generations could read about you in history books. That's how important this process is. You learn to survive and succeed in isolation like no other time in history. You face difficulties with courage and creativity. So now, as the world is reopening, and this is an example of it today, I'm so excited to have well over 1,000 people, the largest event since March of 2020, right here at Port Angeles. But as the world is reopening, I want you to put your resilience to work and capitalize on the opportunity to shine. Remember two things. One, and we've learned this well over the last 15 months, and I heard it earlier on the radio, three representatives, three student representatives from Port Angeles High School referenced, we can't take anything for granted. Life is fragile. That's one. Two, do what you love and make a difference for yourself, your family, the Port Angeles community, the United States of America, and this world. To the parents, the guardians, the friends, and other family, thank you very much. The commitment that you put into your graduates is much respected. Thank you for that. It took a team this year. And to the Port Angeles educators, thank you very much for your leadership. It cannot be undersold how hard educators work this year to help get you to this point. And I'm talking all educators, K through 12. So thank you for your leadership and your dedication to completely transform what education looked like in 2021. I owe you. Tonight marks an end of an era. We are saying goodbye to three great leaders, two at the building level and one at the district level. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Jeff Clark, Mrs. Lillian Cohn, and Mrs. Cindy Kelly. The dedication, in many cases, from decades, 1 to 2 decades, of these wonderful educators committing to Port Angeles, I am grateful for that. So I leave you graduates with this. Class of 2021, welcome to the Port Angeles High School alumni family. Congratulations.
Let's do some graduating. Mr. Brewer, President Sarah Methner, Vice President Sandy Long, members of the school board, I proudly certify that this class, the Port Angeles High School class of 2021, has completed the requirements as set out by the state of Washington and the school board of directors. Congratulations. Will the senior class officers come forward to announce the graduates?
Martinson.
Chloe Stannard.
Paulin Jones.
Got it. Dana Wood.
Grace Ford.
Myra Walker. Taylor Coleman. Adam Watkins.
Dion Tom.
Derek Sparks. Nathaniel Thompson. Harmony Scott.
Jace Charging Whirlwind.
Molly Schofield. John Arena. Tanner Price.
Daniel Hornack.
Seth Woods. Leo Alberg. Landon Seibel.
Kylie Brown Bondi.
Cameron Meadows. Tiana Cordero. Isaiah Martinez.
Catherine Cobb.
Olivia Smith. Anna Daly. Caitlin Sheldon.
Amber Johnson.
Hannah Washke. Haley LeBrecq. Leah Ravel.
Ruby Acton.
Brooklyn Sharp. Sarah Hawk. Haley Moe.
Harley Leonard Buckman.
Ladea Robinson. Adam Morty. Elise Boblets.
Robert Fors.
Hannah McDaniel. Jake Jacobson. Anna Mangle.
Reagan Critchfield.
Patty White. Alyssa Benedict. Caitlin Danielson Ward.
Eden Critchfield.
Maggie Riddell. Madison Maxman.
Jacob Felton.
Colby Nicholson. Nathaniel Colfax. Claire Tyson.
Cameron Holcomb.
Sean Rankin. Emma Hunsaker. Lily Woods.
Jackson Boron.
Chase Roberts. Drew Clark. Taylor Martin.
Chase Cobb.
Kayla Richmond. Wyatt Hall. Gunnar Antonio Colden Bernardo Peterson.
Jada Cargo Acosta.
Mason Reynolds.
Way to go, boy!
Ava Brinkman. Daehan Sun.
Betty Cameron.
My first job and you dropped it. That wasn't my fault.
Ezra Sharp. Brielle Keywood. Cole Perkins.
Jocelyn Jones.
Abby Sanders. Catherine Thompson. Emma Ripple.
Zoe Linson.
Blake Parker. Shania Killall. Henry Shaw.
Mackenzie Hamilton.
Jenna Gates. Savannah Bray. Vincent Pavlak.
Natalie Schmidt.
Ryan Rodeker. Spencer Lewis. Sol Wasankari Mendoza.
Angelica Kennedy.
Megan McCann. Zachary Harrell. Ricky Sandberg.
James Hancock.
Lydia Sandberg. Jason Crive Jr. Bailey Weber Reimer.
Kelvin Caston.
Autumn Shaw. Alexander Bennett. Ivory Wilson.
Rylan Jester.
Jonathan Scott. Raymond Duran. Raven Taylor.
Jonathan Derakunis.
Hannah Reeds. Ethan Latimer. Christina Shumway.
Jordan Abbott.
Talon Northern. Austin Johnson Green. Natalie Lalonde.
Aiden Barton.
Caitlin McCutcheon. William Fiss. Lily Ritter.
Hunter Gores.
Taryn Sierra. Vaughn Colby. Madeline Montana.
Nicole Jennings.
Sophia Orr. Olivia Garcia. Kiara Schmidt.
Isaiah Jones.
Brianna Schaefer Murphy. Gavin Finnegan. Jaden Knoll.
Kenneth College.
Maxine Waddell. Corbin Gallen. Dylan Abernathy.
Colton Ellis.
Brianna Tiemersma. Dylan Hopkins. Alejandro Salas.
Jerome Buchanan.
Aiden Volkers. Makayla Rafiel. Mary Cochran. Juana Mateo Miguel.
Anna Hull.
Lilia Olson. Jeanette Carey DeWater. Madeline Ray.
Emily Lauterbach.
John Paul. Jessica Area. Elijah Stuber.
Kimberly Braun.
Amelia Rose. Nathan Carroll. Caleb Ridley.
Emiliano Maldonado.
Aaron Villacrucis. Joshua Krishak. Zephaniah Waldron.
Carter Jones.
Zachariah Perry. Sky Deving. Enrique Mora.
Emma Bringhurst.
Lucas Meyer. Lacey Baker.
Gwendolyn Alley. Gwendolyn Alley.
Gunnar Volkman. Sadie Hancock. Devin Watkins.
Rodney Dewater.
Ben Robertson. Sarah Hill.
Natalie Hill.
Kylene Ellison Gregory. Madison Cook.
Talia Anderson.
Dominic Gutierrez. Austin Iyer. Timothy Grist II.
Yu Chong.
Antonio Goodman. Emily Hines. Maisie Tucker. Benjamin Hollingsworth.
Olivia Tejeda,